this video, I'm going to explain why I'm pretty much done with VS Code and why I plan to go back into using Neovim. I'll explain my decision, my experiences with VS Code, the pros and cons of both, and how I ultimately landed on my decision at the end of the video. If you're new to my channel, my name is Melky. I'm a senior machine learning engineer over at Twitch, and I've gone from Neovim to VS Code, and I'm going to go back to Neovim, and I'll explain everything right now. So to give you guys some context, about 1 year ago, I released a video called Why I Am Leaving Neovim After 4 Years for VS Code. And in this video, I go over the reasoning I had for basically leaving Neovim and embracing VS Code. I still think some of the points I have here are certainly valid to some extent, but since then, I think I realized, and using VS Code for the whole year, I realized maybe I took some things for granted for Neovim, and I was made aware of some of the cons that came with VS Code. And from that video, I was able to create my custom VS Code configuration, which you can see here on the screen. And one thing I kept was I still use the Vim binding extension available on VS Code. And the reason for that is I'm able to navigate and use Vim bindings as I did in Neovim. You can see here, I'm able to open the file tree, no problem. I can go ahead and open up the terminal as well and get away from it. I can even do something like split the pane, vertical or horizontal, and navigate between them. So this is pretty basic VS Code and Vim navigation. And if you are interested in this, I'll leave a link in the description down below. But here's my entire VS Code bindings. You can see it's just a key bindings.json and a settings.json file, which shows you how I navigate through the terminal, through the file tree, and a bunch of other different commands I have, like setting my leader key and just the overall configuration I have for VS Code. Now, you may be looking at this and asking yourself, well, if it looks so good and it's so close to Neovim, why would you leave? Why would you go back to Neovim? What does it lack? And if I had to give you one concrete answer, it would be the built-in terminal. The built-in terminal for VS Code is straight up dog doo-doo. It's not good, it's slow, it's pretty limited. It looks so awkward to just be kind of like halfway, and I guess you can adjust it, but it gets in the way of the actual editor. I know some people have it to the side, but what I really don't like is any obstruction in my actual editor, in the actual code that I write. I don't want to have anything that's in the way of my code. So if I spin up a terminal, I now can't see what was below here. And it's not a game changer or it's not like a killer, but it just proves to be a big pain point. And I also don't like the fact that if I don't want to use the terminal, I actually have to go open a brand new window and have my terminal set. So here, I'll show you if I want to open up a new terminal or a new window, I now have to have one window, one application running for my terminal, and then I have VS Code running as well. And this kind of configuration is just super annoying. And so that led me to this great video from Joshua and Martinez. I highly recommend you guys check it out. Link will be in the description down below. But it's how I set up Neovim to make it amazing in 2024, the ultimate guide. Now, I have to agree, this is truly the ultimate guide. You can see I'm going to open up my Western here. I have it open. This is the configuration that you basically create if you follow that video. You can see all the movement, and this is essentially my configuration using Neovim. And you can see here, I'm going to open up the exact same code that we saw in VS Code, but this time using Neovim, and I can navigate through things just relatively the same, but there's just so many pros that I won't get into right now. So the first pro I have to say is definitely the file manager. One of my favorite plugins to use is going to definitely be the Telescope plugin made by TJ DeVries. This is just such an ultimate plugin for just fuzzy finding different files, different search grabs for any kind of string you may have in your code that you can write. And it's just nice to navigate, right? Like, I'm a big user of the file tree. I know a lot of people don't like that. I don't know what the big deal is, but I do see the appeal of using something like, just navigation and going through things very smoothly using something like Telescope. Now, before we continue with this video, if you are using Neovim, please let me know in the comment section below what is your favorite plugin and a link to your configuration so we can check it out, and I'm interested to see how your Neovim configuration looks like. And going back to my original point, now with Neovim, I don't have to open up a second window. I can just open up a different terminal tab using Western or Ghosty or whatever you want to use, and I can go ahead and run my commands through my terminal, curl here, for example, and I can switch back to Neovim and quickly just go back into the application and swap between them seamlessly. Using something like VS Code, it just feels clunky. It feels like it's just not really giving me a lot of opportunity to navigate through my code base, make a change, go back, run it in the terminal, and I just feel like there's too much friction in the VS Code environment. Now, I will say about VS Code that I noticed after using it, VS Code, although how powerful it is, and it is a pretty good editor, I will say it gets pretty jank. Like it sometimes freezes. It sometimes takes a long time to load. It's super laggy on times. Like if I open up another tab here and I just write code, you can see it took that long to open up the editor, versus if I just do Neovim, I'm already here. Like it's different, right? One's a TUI, one's like an actual application. But I think that small application, that small latency, if you will, is actually a big deal when it comes to getting in and getting into the flow state as fast as you possibly can. So another thing I really enjoy about Neovim is the open source aspect of it. You can see all of these different plugins I have are basically created by open source maintainers, contributors, and authors. And open source is definitely something I want to get better at. I want to contribute to more open source projects. I want to also have more open source projects. And just having that kind of ability to appreciate someone's work in an open source sense really just gives it a lot of value for me to, feel very proud and feel very nice in supporting people and using their work in my Neovim configuration. Now, however, I will say there is a drawback about Neovim, and this is something I've said before, and that is the maintenance, right? Breaking changes in plugins. Because it's open source, there's no guarantee and there's really no expectations that someone will continue to maintain your favorite plugin. And the Neovim Vim kind of ecosystem for plugins is known to move around quite rapidly, right? Especially for like LSPs. There was one that was Mason and people still use the older one or not. So, and even package managers or how you download your plugins. There's a bunch of different ways. And so for me, the way I was able to revolve around that is to actually just lock my plugins, like create a snapshot of the versions, their configurations, and just save that, right? Like a lazy lock.json, something like this, right? And just this kind of locks and commits the version of the plugin I'm using with my Neovim configuration. And that kind of solved it all for me. I'm not really one to go in, modify my Neovim. I have better things to do. I have a wife and an actual job. So I can't really spend my time just configuring my Neovim configurations. Now, there is one other pain in the ass that comes with using Neovim, and that is kind of the support that certain languages require through your IDE. Now, JetBrains does a fantastic job with like their PHP IDE, their Python IDE, their Golang IDE, and it's really like a one-stop shop for everything you will ever need using that programming language. Since you are using Neovim and it's kind of bring your own plugin and bring your own configuration, you have to really set everything up yourself. So if you're using something like, let's say, Scala, which is what I use every time for work, if I want to handle real-time systems, I can obviously find a LSP for Scala and use it, and I'm sure it will be fine. However, VS Code and the extension marketplace has lots of different things that make it easier to work with Scala. Some things are made by Apache, some are made by Microsoft themselves, but regardless, it makes using that language easier, whether it's the autocomplete, the LSP itself, other, quirks that language could have. There are certain things that the extension marketplace has that is just going to be harder to replicate and requires more time configuring if you want to do it yourself in Neovim. Now, this wouldn't be a Melky video without Excalidraw, and here I'm going to give you the pros of both Neovim and VS Code, as well as the cons. I'm going to conclude why I chose Neovim, considering all the different things here. Okay, so first, Neovim just feels faster. It's snappier, it's faster. It really is, right? VS Code, it just gets clunky. It's open source. I can fully customize it, right? Like with VS Code, even though I got pretty close with the customization factor, it was still pretty far from what I wanted to do, and I really had to like make some sacrifices, which I don't really want to do or have to do with Neovim. Another one is Prime and TJ will like you and they will acknowledge you if you use Neovim, so you're part of the cool club there. And I think kind of that's basically, I'll maybe give one more for just it like Vim plus. I think regardless of what you should use Vim bindings. Like if you go with VS Code, that's fine. Use Vim bindings. If you don't use my attached VS Code bindings, fine. But Vim makes it easier for you to navigate your experience in your editor without the mouse. And with Neovim, it just feels that they go super well. Whereas with VS Code, it's like you're forcing Vim to work correctly in VS Code. VS Code, it's more stable. It's very reliable in terms of like, because it's an enterprise editor used by hundreds of millions of people all around the world, they're not going to introduce a breaking change that just breaks all of your settings up. The marketplace is pretty catered, so you can have some quality there in terms of what extension you can use. And I think the biggest thing for VS Code, it just works out of box, right? I know Neovim has things that you can use out of box, like Kickstart and other things, and there's a lot of great tutorials, but there's going to come a time in your Neovim extension where you may want to customize something and add something yourself, and that may take some tinkering and learning Lua or learning whatever configuration language you use for that Neovim setting. Whereas with VS Code, if you open up a file for a language you've never used, it's going to give you a little note that says, do you want to use this language? Download the LSP, you click yes, and that's basically all you have to do. So just kind of click and you're good. Okay, now let's move on to the cons of Neovim. So first, I already said there's some breaking change that can be introduced depending on other open source maintainers for your favorite plugin. It takes time to set up and get how you want it to work, and adding support for many languages takes time. Okay, and the cons for VS Code is they steal your data. It's Microsoft, so yeah. It's Microsoft. And I would say not the best Vim experience. Okay, so with all that, I was able to conclude that Neovim, because of the Vim experience, because it just feels faster and snappier, because once I'm able to get more comfortable with Lua, the time to invest to make the changes and customize it doesn't feel too daunting. And the thing that really helped me, again, was the snapshot of my Lua configuration, my lazylock.json. This solves a lot of the issues of breaking changes, and I never really have to worry about it ever again. Now, as an added bonus, I know some people are going to ask me, why don't I use something like Cursor or Windsurf? And this is actually Windsurf. I have the ultimate package. I like the Windsurf team a lot, and I have used Cascade. I personally think it's a good offering. It's a great service. However, for me, in Neovim and in VS Code, I don't use anything that changed the code in my actual editor, right? I don't have Copilot. I don't have any extension that just like does autocomplete, tab 9, Maven, none of that. So when it comes to like kind of embracing a Windsurf or a Cursor, it's a little too much for me to swallow, to have to see something just write a bunch of code for me, which I know I'm probably gonna have to debug or learn what's going on, and it just becomes kind of impossible to manage at the end. So yeah, in conclusion, I went back to Neovim and I did this for work. I think the pros are just way better than the cons. Of course, the cons suck, but I think as I kind of got better and as I learned more of VS Code, I realized what I was missing, right? The more I was in this VS Code land, the more I realized like, wait, this feels kind of not natural. And I think that's really the biggest answer for me, right? Like, I didn't even script that, but using VS Code just didn't feel natural to me. And I think no matter where you are, no matter what you do, no matter what new piece of tech editor that comes out that you're interested in using, if it doesn't feel natural, if it's almost unexplainable, that one feels better than the other, just use the one that you like. Use the one that you instinctually gravitate towards. Because even when I was using VS Code and I even wanted to make a point about VS Code, I still always felt like I missed Neovim. Always felt like when I saw someone's configuration, I was like, oh, that looks so nice. And it just feels so clean, so snappy. And really, for me, Neovim just feels like something I feel more comfortable at home with, and it just makes me develop faster. And honestly, it's just more fun. Like, it's just more fun to use Neovim. So that's my winner. I hope you guys liked it. Alright, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, comment, like, and subscribe for more. We're very close to 50k subscribers. But let me know, what do you guys think? Have you gone from VS Code to Neovim? Have you gone from Neovim to VS Code? Are you using a completely different editor that I didn't mention, haven't explored, and you want me to do so? Let me know. If you did enjoy this kind of video, let me know if you want to see me something like my favorite plugins or tips for someone moving to Vim or Neovim. I'll gladly make any kinds of those videos. Big shout out to Joshua Martinez for making that great Neovim config. Again, go check out his channel. Go give him some love and support. Until next time, guys, have a good one and start coding. And yeah, keep arguing about the VS Code Neovim editor wars. You know, have fun. Do something. Just don't stop. Don't code. Just argue on the internet. Okay, bye. Peace. Woo!